Hey guys, welcome back to Serial at Midnight. And if this is your first time at Serial at Midnight, my name is Heath Holland. I am a writer, a commentator, a someone with a deep interest in film history. In fact, you can find hundreds of pieces of my writing at cerealatmidnight.com, including reviews. I just posted reviews for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and Lilo and Stitch to cerealatmidnight.com. But this is my monthly physical media super show where we look at all of the new releases, or many of the new releases that are coming out from buku of the boutique Blu-ray distributors. So we've got things from, well, the studios are doing the Steelbook thing. So we've got a couple of studio Steelbooks, ClassicFlix, Arrow Video, Eureka. Let's see, we've got MVD, including an MVD release with the commentary that I am on. We've got Radiance. We've got so much stuff to cover here. Over 24 releases. So let's go ahead and kick things off. We'll do the Steelbooks first because I know that's probably the most collectible thing in the stack, perhaps. This is A Knight's Tale, obviously 4K. You know, I remember when this movie came out. I like this movie. I miss medieval action movies that were fun, you know. We still get medieval movies for Ridley Scott and other people like that, but they tend to be very intense and very serious. What I liked about A Knight's Tale is that it really felt like it was sort of geared towards younger people. Of course, the premise was to take jousting and treat it as like it was a sports movie. So it's got all the classic rock in it. It's got like Queen songs, and it's a sports movie approach to a medieval story. So anyway, this is the Steelbook. You guys probably know all about the movie. This is a matte finish, so it's not a super shiny, like high gloss finish. Here's the back of this J card. We'll talk about that in just a second. Here's the back of this Steelbook. Paul Bettany, future Vision in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I remember seeing an interview with Paul Bettany around the time that this was released. He was doing the talk show circuit, and he said, talking about fitness or something like that, and he's like, I have a reader's body. And that didn't stay true because, of course, he's all buff now for all these action movies. It's just interesting how things change. 2 discs, 4K, and then under that is the Blu-ray. Let's get this other disc off the tray here, the hub here, and see what the full, there we go, jousting. So it's nice, right? What do we have? Let's see what we've got included here. New deleted and extended scenes, a commentary with director Brian Helgeland and actor Paul Bettany. 6 deleted scenes with video introductions. Quill and Quarter Horse second unit photography. Gag reel. I love a gag reel. Featurettes. Robbie Williams and Queen, We Are the Champions music video. I forgot about that. This is the time period where Queen was taking... Are they still taking on different singers and different... Have you guys seen the Robbie Williams movie? Is it A Better Man? Where he's the monkey for the whole movie. I haven't watched it. It didn't do well in America. Americans were like, who's this? Why do I care? Might have done better in the UK. Domestic international trailer. So I'll set this to the side here. And we have another Steelbook. Starman. There's a Starman waiting there for you. That's the lyrics, right? And all the children boogie. I'm quoting David Bowie in case you're like, what in the world is he talking about? I'll bring you with me. I was quoting the David Bowie song Starman. There's a star. Am I allowed to do that these days on the internet without permission to quote that song? I don't even know. John Carpenter. This is like a sort of an anomaly in John Carpenter's oeuvre because it's certainly not horror. It's sort of a love story, really. And I'm glad it exists. It's Jeff Bridges, man. It's the dude, you guys. The dude abides. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel pretty good to know that there's a man like the dude out there. Okay, audio commentary with director John Carpenter and actor Jeff Bridges. 21 deleted scenes, behind the scenes time lapses. They came from Hollywood, remembering Starman featurette. Making a featurette, all I have to do is dream, music video, still gallery, and theatrical trailer. Chapow! Very glossy. This one's super glossy, so we just did a matte one, and now this one's like not so fast. Let's gloss it up. Jeff Bridges, Karen Allen. Oh, there's a little bit of that, the glue residue. Just pretend that's not there. We got a digital code in here. Let me get that out. 2 discs overlapping, same situation, 4K, and beneath that is a Blu-ray. And beneath that is that. I have complained in the past about the sheer amount of Steelbooks, of titles that are coming to 4K or even Blu-ray in a Steelbook first before anything else. And I don't love that, but I'm going to give credit where it's due because I like both of these Steelbooks. Look pretty good to me. I like them both. We do have a Blu-ray for Woman in the Yard. This is not a 4K. This is the Blu-ray. Now, this is a Blumhouse horror film that came and went kind of quickly. But it's, see, for me, Blumhouse, I'm going to get myself in trouble. How honest do I go? I'll go full honest. How about that? Blumhouse feels like practice horror to me. Horror for teenagers. And it's not always that. But that is what they've made their name with. Is horror that you can show your kids. Horror that you can watch when you're 12 and it won't freak you out too much. And that's what this is. It's a PG-13, quote, horror movie. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm speaking out of, this is, I go to the theater all the time. But I didn't see this because it's Blumhouse. I usually come away with the exact same feeling for most of the Blumhouse movies that I see. But, this, I should give it its fair shake. So this is, it's, again, Blu-ray. We don't have a 4K for this. Making of the Woman in the Yard and Beneath the Veil are the 2 special features here. So it's, even this, it's sort of thin. It's a... You'd want to see a 4K. You'd want to see a full making of feature. But that, maybe the budget wasn't there for it. I don't know. I'm glad it exists on disc. Outlander season 7. This is the complete 7th season. So if you've been collecting Outlander all along, there's the new Blu-ray. Listen, man, we cannot take for granted when a TV show comes to disc now, because I know for a fact that a lot of TV shows simply do not sell very well on disc. People tend to watch TV shows via streaming. So when you get something like this, huge deal. If you're collecting Outlander, you're going to want to add this to your collection. It does have a little complement of special features. Outlander untold bonus scenes, deleted scenes, and a blooper reel. We've got a digital version, so it includes the digital copy as well. So that's just wanted to shout all of these out. These are not boutique Blu-ray releases; they are big studio releases. But I wanted to give them a little bit of airtime here. Now we venture deep into the boutique Blu-ray scene with something near and dear to my heart. This is The Proud Rebel on Blu-ray from ClassicFlix. ClassicFlix does such an incredible job of presenting the best quality restorations. With really, because they don't put out a ton of stuff, right? You don't get 5 ClassicFlix releases a month. You get a few a year. And as a result of that, everything has this really high benchmark of quality. Case in point, this has a commentary by Alan K. Rody. It's a Michael Curtiz movie. The famous Michael Curtiz, who did all of these different genres. You can't pin him down into one thing. This is sort of a Curtiz movie that we don't talk a lot about. But it's got Alan Ladd in it, Olivia de Havilland, David Ladd, who was Alan Ladd's son, and he's on the special features too. Audio commentary by Alan K. Rody, author of Michael Curtiz, A Life in Film. So Alan wrote the book about Michael Curtiz, and here he is on the commentary. New introduction by Alan K. Rody with actor-producer David Ladd, son of Alan Ladd, who played David in The Proud Rebel. Isolated music track. This is mostly intact. Restoration comparison in the original trailer. This movie also has Dean Jagger and Henry Hull, John Carradine, Harry Dean Stanton. It's phenomenal, and as someone who loves westerns, this is one that we've never really had on the table in any sort of quality to speak of, and now we do. And I love Alan Ladd. I've been able to deliver commentaries for a couple of Alan Ladd movies. And the more I learn about Alan Ladd, the more I connect with him, and the more he sort of becomes such a flawed figure, right? And it's so great to have. And he died younger than he should have died. So his career was sort of cut short. And this is 1958, which is getting, pretty far into his career. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that this exists. I'm grateful that it exists in the quality that it appears in. ClassicFlix has also announced the Hopalong Cassidy movies in HD. And we've known about it for a while, maybe like a year. We've known about it for quite some time. But it is imminent. It is happening. It's like headed to the presses. And I'm very excited about that. From Flickr Alley, the good people of Flickr Alley, The King of Kings. This is we're sort of in the spring. I guess Easter has come and gone, but this is the 1927 version of the King of Kings. It's got the Roadshow version, which is 161 minutes, and then it's also got that's the 1927 version. 1928, the King of Kings general release reconstruction, which runs 115 minutes. So they've lopped off, like an hour, more than an hour, and then restored music and special contents, all this stuff. So we've got tons of bonus features. Get to them here in just a second. Let's see. A production of unprecedented scale, The King of Kings followed DeMille's 1923 epic The Ten Commandments, employing cutting-edge filmmaking techniques to bring the story to life. The death and resurrection of Christ. The King of Kings Roadshow version features a new orchestral score composed and conducted by Robert Israel, based on the original 1928 Hugo Riesenfeld musical accompaniment. Audio commentary by Mark Wanamaker for the Roadshow version. 2 scores for the 1928 general release version. The Making of King of Kings, a 20-minute behind-the-scenes feature. The King of Kings set visits, part of the publicity package for this movie, when it was originally released. And we think about, I don't say we, people that are newer, people that are younger than me, maybe people my age, tend to think of Hollywood is sort of beginning with, I don't know, Jurassic Park, maybe. And maybe like, well, I know The Godfather's a little older. Okay, Hollywood goes back, 115 years or so. So when you get to 1928, it's already a well-oiled machine by that point. They just don't have sound. Well, they're working on sound. Sound is coming, right? Sound in 1928. But the publicity, the newsreels for all this stuff is fascinating. Pathé Week on Broadway, a promotional cartoon short from 1927 that announces the release of the movie. The King of Kings premieres in Germany. Negative A, Negative B, that's a featurette exploring the filming process that led to multiple negatives. Technicolor, a look into the innovative process behind the film's color sequences. In case you don't know about that, a lot of silent films would utilize color elements. They were experimenting with this stuff, figuring it out. I'm telling, by the end of the 1930s, it had all been done. Even dinosaurs, going back to Jurassic Park. Hand coloring onto the film, a look at the painstaking process used to colorize individual elements of various scenes, photo galleries, souvenir booklet. Let's check out the souvenir booklets. Pop the we got a reversible art wrap here too. There's the reverse art wrap. Cecil B. DeMille's King of Kings. All right, let's see here. We will not go every page. Look at that spectacle. We won't go page by page on this, but look at the prestige of this release. Some screenshots there. The 3 variations. Maybe we will go page by page. It's going kind of fast. I mean, this is Flickr Alley, really. Man. They're just fantastic what they do. Okay, I'm going to stop there. If you want to see more, you got to buy the release. But this is incredible stuff. The preservation of movie history is so important to me. And when I see things like this, getting that sort of attention, I mean, it's DeMille, so it makes sense, but you can't take it for granted. In fact, we're going to talk. That's kind of where we're going to leave this video, is not taking things for granted. 4Ks from Arrow. They are doing incredible stuff with some really fan favorite movies. We're going to kick it off with the Andromeda Strain, which is hitting 4K. I think this was this 2-disc or this is a 1-disc. 1-disc. We have reversible art with the this is on one side of the art wrap. This is the other side of the art wrap. We have a booklet. What are they teasing? A Demolition Man. We talked about that. The 4K of Demolition Man. Came with stickers of the shells from that movie. Here's the booklet. Let's see. Hold on. Secret Spine Chiller, The Other Side of Robert Wise by Peter Tonguette. A discussion guide for teachers and students from 1971 by Tom Andrews, and about the presentation. Okay. You know, speaking of Jurassic Park, when Jurassic Park came out, I read that because it was Michael Crichton, and that led me to all of Michael Crichton's other work, and I read the Andromeda Strain, and I was like, you know, I was probably too young. I was like, this is kind of dry and kind of sad, but I read the whole thing, and I sought out the movie after that. What have we got here? I'll hold this up for you to look at. We have a 4K restoration from the original camera negative done by Arrow Films. We have optional English subtitles and audio commentary by Brian Reisman. A new strain of science fiction and appreciation by Kim Newman. The Andromeda Strain, making the film, an archive featurette from 2001, directed by Laurent Bozero. And featuring interviews with director Robert Wise and screenwriter Nelson Gidding. Portraits of Michael Crichton, an archival featurette from 2001, directed by Laurent Bozero, and featuring an interview with author Michael Crichton. Okay, we talked about that. Cinescript Gallery, highlights from an annotated and illustrated shooting script by Nelson Gidding. Theatrical trailer, TV spots, reversible sleeve featuring art by Corey Brickley. Very, very good. Andromeda Strain on the 4K. The next one, if you guys have been paying attention to this channel, you know I really like this movie. This popped up on my list over the last holiday season. Max Allen Collins and I ran down some of our favorite Christmas movies, and I included this because it does take place at Christmas. Christmas doesn't necessarily play too much into the plot, but it kind of does. And it's fun to watch at Christmas or any other time of the year, just like Die Hard. You can watch it whenever you want to, and you can still get something from it. Let's say 2-disc set. The disc, disc 1, let's see, what do they say? Limited edition packaging. Okay, we know that. Let's see. A booklet with new writing on the film by Clem Basto, Richard Kadri. Okay, I'm just reading to you guys. Disc 1 has a brand new, hang on, let's do that. Disc 1 has a brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films from the original 35mm camera negative, approved by the director Rennie Harlan. We've got illustrated, let's see, HDR10, audio commentary, brand new audio commentary by film critic Walter Chaw, brand new audio commentary by film critics Drusilla Adeline and Joshua Conkle, co-host of the Bloodhouse podcast. Disc 2 is the Blu-ray of bonus features, so I don't think the movie's on Disc 2, it's just features. Symphony of Destruction, a new interview with stunt coordinator Steve M. Davidson. Long Live the New Flesh, a new interview with makeup artist Gordon J. Smith. Girl Interrupted, that's an interview with the actress Yvonne Zima. Amnesia Chick, a new visual essay by Josh Nelson. The Mirror Cracked, new visual essay by Howard S. Berger. A Woman's World, a new visual essay by Alexandra Heller Nicholas. And Deleted Scenes, archival from, okay. So, I have a sticker here for the Skating Prohibited. What are we? They're teasing The Cell. Love The Cell. Got to talk about that recently too. Here's what we're dealing with here. This is one of the discs. This disc 1. Hold on. Disc 1. Disc 2. And the other side of this art is this. The other side of the slipcover or art wrap is this. I can't. Okay, hold on. This is a postcard. Let's do this. Okay. Booklet packed with photos. Oh, Brian Cox before Succession. Whatever. Hold on. The School Teacher, the Spy, and the Private Eye on The Long Kiss Goodnight. It's a man's world by Richard Kedry. Remembering Her Power, The Long Kiss Goodnight, Amnesia and Reconciliation by Mara McHugh, and Having It All, The Long Kiss Goodnight, and Building the Perfect Action Heroine. These movies with butt-kicking ladies have been around for a very long time. Very, very. I mean, they go back to nearly the beginning. All right, that's great. I dropped the sticker. But that's okay. And I got to pack this all back up in the... What is this? All right. The next two things we're going to talk about are related. You probably already know what they are. Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. So these are the New Line Cinema Friday the 13th movies, or two of them. And you know how deep though. When that box set came out from Shout Factory several years back, I was a little bit grumpy because I was like, 4K restorations exist for these movies. Why are we not getting them on 4K? Took this long. I mean, we've gotten a few, but fine. So I'm just excited that these exist. Thanks to Arrow, right? So let's start with Jason Goes to HE Double Hockey Sticks, because put that right there. 4K restoration from, let's see. Oh, they don't have. It's HDR10. It doesn't say the source. It doesn't say if it's from the original camera negative. On both the theatrical cuts and the unrated cut. Reversible sleeve. It's got that on it. That's the art. I remember seeing that in the movie theater and being like, huh, interesting. Let's see. Two discs. Disc 1 is the theatrical cut. Disc 2 is the unrated cut. We've got an introduction to the movie by the director Adam Marcus. Faces of Death, brand new interview with special makeup effects creator Robert Kurtzman. Undercover Angel, a brand new interview with the actor Julie Michaels. Mixing It Up, brand new interview with composer Harry Manfredini. The Gates of Hell, archival interview with director Adam Marcus. Jason vs. Terminator, director Adam Marcus on growing up with the Cunninghams. Uber Jason, an archival interview with Kane Hodder. Ooh, I'm playing Jason. Additional TV footage with optional commentary by director Adam Marcus. Theatrical trailers, all that stuff. Disc 2 is the unrated version. Brand new audio commentary with film historians Michael Felsher and Steve Uncle Creepy Barton. Archival audio commentary with director Adam Marcus and author Peter Brack. And then another that's the third audio commentary with director Adam Marcus and the screenwriter Dean Lorey. So we have booklets, disc 1, disc 2. Both 4Ks, so two 4Ks, and no Blu-ray. You're not getting the movie on Blu-ray here. But you probably already have it, don't you? You probably do. Here is the two-sided poster here, the new art. And the original. You know, I should say, this is the Friday the 13th movies, probably my favorite horror franchise. I mean, I love Halloween. I love a few of the Halloweens, but I often will go down that rabbit hole at Halloween season. I don't intend to, but once you watch one, it's kind of like potato chips. I don't do that with Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't really do that with Halloween, but I do it with the Friday the 13th movies. I'm not sure what it is about this franchise. Just keeps me coming back. Look at this. This is the the booklet. It's the front and back cover of the booklet. The 7 Circles of Jason Voorhees by J.A. Kurzweil. Original production notes and about the presentation, cast and crew and all that stuff. Photographs. show me the essay. I have not read this. You know, I like printed. I do have tremendous appreciation for. I probably shouldn't show that. Tremendous appreciation for the written word in relationship to movies, because I do that. Again, cerealatmidnight.com. And, you know, it takes a lot more to do that than to go, I like this movie because it's just crazy. There's some crazy stuff in there. Yeah, but why? Why is it crazy? Why is Jason X such a crazy... Jason in space. It's a wild movie. It's wild. This movie's wild. All right, here we've got the original poster art. Which do you like? Better here, better here, better here, better here. 4K presentation with HDR10, lossless audio, brand new audio commentary by Michael Felsher and Steve Uncle Creepy Barton, archival audio commentary with writer Todd Farmer and Arthur Peter Brack, archival audio commentary with director Jim Isaac, writer Todd Farmer, and producer Noel Cunningham, scoring the stars, a brand new interview with composer Henry Manfredini, Out of Space, the making of Jason X, an archival documentary on the making of this film, with interviews, okay. Oh, they got Sean S. Cunningham on that one, and Kane Hodder. In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream, an archival interview with the writer Todd Farmer. Christy is a Headbanger, an archival interview with actor Christy Angus. Jason Rebooted, Sean S. Cunningham on Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. The Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, an archival documentary. Okay, I'll stop there. It does go on. It continues to go on. Say one disc. What is, okay, is that a booklet? Yeah. One disc. The other art is the reverse art from the slipcover. It's that. Let's check out our poster. His name is Jason, and today is his birthday. I quoted that yesterday, I think, to my wife. She was like, who do we meet? His name was so-and-so. And I said, his name was Jason, and today's his birthday. And she was like, what? This is non sequitur. The Grindel Log, Earth 2, year 2455, Camp Crystal Lake Research Facility. That's cool. I like this artwork. And this is just like the other one. This has the full wraparound treatment, but it's all sci-fi. It looks like it's from Star Trek The Next Generation or something like that. Jason X to mutilation and beyond. A giant leap for Friday the 13th, gone unappreciated. Oh, Jason X to mutilation and beyond is by J.A. Kurzweil. And A Giant Leap for Friday the 13th, gone unappreciated is by Matt Donato. Let's see here. Jason in space is the premise, and it's super silly, and it really just embraces the silliness. The problem with it, if there is a problem with it, is that once you send Jason to space, where are you going to go after that? That's kind of the end. You've kind of stretched the premise to its absolute limit, to the point. I mean, then we got Freddy versus Jason, and then they just had to reboot. They're like, well, let's just start over. Pretty much. What are they teasing in this one? Incubus. Not the band. So, this 4Ks from Arrow. How do we top that? Well, friends, this box set from Eureka. This is Eureka's new Masters of Cinema series. This is Terror in the Fog, the Wallace Krimi at CCC collection. There are 5 movies here. It's actually 6 movies. They advertise it as 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there is a 6th movie in standard definition on the set, which is, I guess it's presented as a bonus, but 6 movies. Maybe they didn't want to overpromise, because people will be like, hey, it's not an HD. And they'll be like, we never said it was. So I will spare you all of this text and tell you that in the 1960s, there was a cycle of cinema in Germany that was sort of German, they're crime films, sort of Euro crime films based on the literature, the works of British crime writer Edgar Wallace and his son Brian Edgar Wallace. And Krimi means crime in German. And that's what they're doing. They're chasing this trend. Some of the best trends in movies come out of this whole exploitation thing. Like, that was a hit. Let's make more of those. Like, all the spaghetti westerns are chasing Hollywood westerns, and then Hollywood chases the spaghetti westerns. It's very circular how that works. Is art influences art. But these are, now I haven't seen all of these, but they are sort of a meld of dark crime, thriller, horror, sort of a holdover from the noir visuals with the heavy shadows and the lighting and the chiaroscuro compositions to the way things are lit. So there's a ton of stuff here. I don't want to just... Reading is not great to just sit here and read to you guys, but I want to sort of capture the gist of it. 2K restorations for all of these. All 5 films presented, well, not the one that I said was in standard definition, but the rest of these are presented with 2K restorations. The bonus feature is SD. Optional English subtitles because they're in German. They've been newly revised to make them better, really. New introductions to each film by genre film expert and video watchdog founder Tim Lucas. New audio commentaries on The Curse of the Yellow Snake and The Phantom of Soho by Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. New audio commentaries on The Strangler of Blackmore Castle, The Mad Executioners, and The Racetrack Murders. Where do you see the art for The Racetrack Murders? It's hilarious. By Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby. New audio commentary on The Monster of London City by Kim Newman and Stephen Jones. Brian Edgar Wallace in Era. That's a new interview with the producer Alice Bronner, the managing director of CCC Film, and the daughter of Arthur Bronner. Passing the Blade is a new video essay by Alexandra Heller Nicholas, she's all over a lot of this stuff. Exploring the influences of the Wallace Krimi and the Italian giallo and the American slasher film. And there's a line through all 3 of those. The Krimi film, the giallo, slasher. Passing the Blade. That's this connecting the dots between those things. Limited edition 60-page book. Okay, it's a little bit... Okay, it's a tight squeeze. This, would you call this... I don't know if it's a J card because it's... This sits down in it. That's good looking, man. This might be my winner for this month. You know, every month there's something that I'm like, this. It's just so unique, you know. Here's our booklet. We'll put this to the side. It's 4 discs, right? Yeah. This is okay. This one comes first. Disc 1, Disc 2, you can see the art. There's one movie. There's another. Yet another. Disc, art, and art. But this booklet has a lot of the... Okay, this is the style. I mean, this is absolutely a holdover from film noir. Look at those shadows. And horror. I mean, some of the lighting from film noir does borrow from some of those horror movies. Look at the angle here between the legs. Shadow, the silhouette of the pursuer. Classic visual stuff. You could watch this probably without dialogue and still follow it. All right, Phantom of Soho. I'm not going to go page by page, but I got to show you. This is Murder 101, an introduction to the Wallace Krimi cycle by Howard Hughes. Nice essay there. This is Brian Edgar Wallace speaking, Investigating a Man of Mystery by Barry Forshaw. Did I miss the thing I wanted to show you? Dastardly Deeds, Notes on the CCC Films Wallace Krimi series by Holger Haas, I believe is how I would pronounce that. And if not, I'm sorry. Okay, come on now. Is it all the way? I didn't remember it being so far today. Here we go, the racetrack murders. Oh, I almost dropped it. That's... I don't know. It cracks me up. This is pretty great. Eureka. Oh no, I dropped the J thing. I'll get it in a minute. All right, from Radiance, we have a couple of Radiance releases here. We've got the Rapacious Jailbreaker and Themrock. So let's start with the Rapacious Jailbreaker. This is the world Blu-ray premiere. This is a, let's see, I'm looking for all the film's details. It's Japanese language. It's a Japanese film from 1974. It has a, well, here, it's easier here because these are a little bit easier. You can hold it up and the obi strip has everything that you need to know about the film. And then you flip it over and it's got all the special features on there too. Directed by a master of the genre and based on the real exploits of a 7-time prison escapee, this ranks as one of the rawest entries in the 1970s true account Yakuza cycle. Feature-length audio commentary by Nathan Stewart, visual essay by Tom Mez, a limited edition booklet featuring new writing by Earl Jackson, and an archival review. That's nice. I like when they include archival reviews. When I do my commentary stuff, I like to check out what people were saying about the thing when it was new. There's the reversible art there. And here's the book. It's all just text. That's why I'm not showing it. It's text, pages of text. I wonder if this was an influence on Escape from Alcatraz. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, Themrock is what's the scoop on this one? 1973, French, film by Claude Ferraldo. Hold this up. I don't know if that's going to show up as well because it's a red background, and that can be a little bit tricky. Yeah, I'm having a hard time reading it myself. Claude Ferraldo's satire about a French blue-collar worker turned urban caveman is both a savage commentary on the post-1968 protest movement and a precursor to the French extreme cinema. 4K restoration, a new interview with critic David Thompson, archival interview with Michel Piccoli and Claude Ferraldo, new interview with critic Manuela Lazic on Michael Piccoli, and limited edition booklet featuring new writing by Allison Smith. So let's check that out. Oh, we have reversible art here. I really feel like what a lot of these companies are doing rivals Criterion and sometimes surpasses Criterion. There's so many films out there that are just not getting... I mean, there's just so much. And things flew under the radar for so long. Okay, very good. Oh man, I didn't intend for this to be such a hard... It's not a... It's a poor choice of words, but I'm going to leave it in. For this to be such a hard transition, the Bikini Car Wash Company double feature from MVD. So I contributed to this release. I got to talk to... Here's a scoop. So for Bikini Car Wash #1, the director is not with us any longer. And how do they credit it? I think they credit me as the moderator. New commentary by Jim Wynorski, moderated by Heath Holland. So Jim, Jim is the director of Chopping Mall, is the big one, and, about 200 other movies. But he worked on this movie. He's in it, and he worked on it. And when this was headed to Blu-ray, he expressed interest in doing a commentary. And so he and I talk about every aspect of this production because he was there helping. And you can get the whole... I'm not going to tell you all the revelations from the commentary, but there are revelations. He was there on set. Basically, this is a movie, you know, a lot of montages set to music, right, of women in bikinis doing things, or less, bikinis or less, and he filmed those. And so we got to talk about, like, well, where were you? What was it like? What was the atmosphere like on set? Did you know any of these women? He had worked with some of the people before. He knew, you know, he had a little bit of a relationship with some of these people. So really, if you want the history of the first Bikini Car Wash movie, this is it. And I was able to, you know, I did my own research for this movie too, heavily researched as much as I could. But the thing about it is, there's not that much information out there about it. So thank goodness for Jim, because he was able to tell us what it was like to be there, to be on set, and how it all went down. So that's for Bikini Car Wash 1. I think I should mention too, this is, it's converted and remastered in HD from SD videotape master. This is released to videotape. This was a VHS sort of, you know, that's where it comes from. So it's been, let's say it's upscaled, okay? In its original 1:3:3 aspect ratio, the commentary from me and Jim, and then the Bikini Car Wash Company in standard definition as well. So you have the HD up-res, or the conversion, and you have the standard definition as well. Collectible mini poster, and then the Bikini Car Wash 2, Bikini Car Wash Company number 2, has the main feature again in HD from standard definition materials, or you can see it in standard definition. So and they're both in their original aspect ratios, which is it's great. For, you know, this is, we expect this from MVD, right? That love for the video store era. So here's your little mini poster. And did you see all of the stickers on the cover art here? This is, you know, not recommended for children. Do not watch this with children. It is more graphic than you remember if you've seen it before. Don't watch this with your kids in the room. Oh, they got the bubble feature. Not a double feature, the bubble feature. Hey! All right. Also from MVD. By the way, it was just nice to be able to talk to Jim. But if you're thinking it's going to be like, ooh, look at this. We talk about camera angles. I learned a lot of his filmmaking technique from talking to him on that commentary. There's a scene where, you know what? I'm going to save it. Well, basically, he's talking about the way they shot the scene, the way they set the camera up, why they shot toward the direction that they shot in. If you want to get into the craft of filmmaking, there is a craft behind that. And because it looks great, and we got to, it was great for me to get to talk to Jim about that stuff. Also from MVD, Tunnel Vision. I have never seen this. It's now it says the funniest film of 1985. It wasn't made in 1985. It was made in 1976. And it's got a whole bunch of people that you know in it. They've got, let's see, John Candy, Chevy Chase. They're not in it much. I went to IMDb and looked at the cast list. They're like almost at the bottom. But they're in it. Tom Davis, Joe Flaherty, Al Franken, Rick Hurst, Garrett Graham, Howard Hesseman, Dr. Johnny Fever from a WKRP, Lorraine Newman, Phil Proctor, Pat Proft, Ron Silver, Lynn Marie Stewart. Oh, have you guys seen the new Pee Wee documentary? Paul Rubens documentary on Max. It's really good, and Lynn Marie Stewart pops up in that multiple times because she was one of those original groundlings, right? And was in the live show of Pee Wee's. All, you know, she's in that sphere. You see all these people, like performance artist people, live comedy people, sketch comedy, whatever that thing was, as it was emerging in the 1970s. That's what this is. It sounds to me like a movie called The Groove Tube, which I don't know if a lot of people have seen, but it's sort of, The Groove Tube is like, it's making fun of television and the infomercials and the drama and advertisements, all that stuff. It seems like that's exactly what this is doing as well, sort of satirizing television, TV entertainment. It's got a brand new 4K HD transfer. It's not 4K, it's Blu-ray, but a new 4K transfer. Let's see. We've got a commentary with cult film historian Mark Edward Hook. New interview with co-writer and co-director Neil Israel, conducted by Stuart Shapiro. That runs 45 minutes long. tunnel vision continuity script, archival photo gallery in SD, new photo gallery, radio spots, theatrical trailer, and a partridge in a pear tree. And, oh, hold up. Okay, yeah. Reversible cover art. The other art is this right here. So you pick your poison. And then we do have the poster that comes with it. Also from MVD is a new cut of the Kevin Smith produced A Better Place. This is the director's cut of A Better Place. This was a big independent film. When Kevin Smith was producing all these View Askew Universe movies in the 80s, in the 1990s, this is one that was like, it was a serious film. And this is a different cut. So this is a new cut, an independent thriller from executive producer Kevin Smith, remastered and restored. The all-new final cut of writer-director Vincent Pereira's edgy teen thriller, featuring a never-before-seen footage. So it's got, ooh, this writing is small, brand new 2K restoration of a 3K scan of the original camera negative and first-generation print elements presented in 1080p, and its director's intended 1:50 aspect ratio. Archival commentary with director Vincent Pereira and cast and crew members. 2001 version of A Better Place presented in standard definition. Vintage introductions by executive producers Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier in SD. Vintage goof commentary on the 2001 version with director Vince Pereira and the cast. Deleted scenes with optional director's commentary in standard definition. Outtakes and bloopers in standard definition. And the 2025 trailer. So all of that, if you're a Kevin Smith enthusiast, collector, be aware. We do not have a booklet for this. We do have the reversible art with this on it. All right, where we started here, we were talking about some great restorations of movies and how the past is still being kept alive. But I also want to shout out the work from Alpha Video, because you know Brian Cray from Alpha Video is my friend. He's been here multiple times on the channel. We've geeked out about all kinds of things, comic books and superpowers, action figures, and Robotech has come up, Transformers. He's one of us, and he does so much incredible work on these Alpha Video releases that often go unsung, and so I wanted to sing the praises for some of this stuff. Check this out. So these are some of the most recent, last couple of months titles. The Bell System Science Series Collection. 4 fondly remembered television specials sponsored by Bell Telephone, in which kindly Dr. Frank Baxter teaches us the wonders of science, featuring animations by Fritz Freeling and Chuck Jones. So that's the selling point on those, is it has animation from some of the giants in the industry. And everything's on its own disc here. This is a 1, 2, oh, this is, let me pop that back on there. 1, 2, 3, 4 discs. It's really cool. And then I've been, let me put these in a better order here. Come on. Okay. I think that's it. I've been doing this Clara Bow. I wouldn't call it a deep dive, but I've really been, if you want to watch Clara Bow movies, you don't have a lot of options. There are a few with Blu-rays, a few that have gotten studio restorations. I've even reached out to some of the studios that have the elements and said, are you going to do any restorations for some of these Clara Bow movies? And they're like, it's not on the schedule for now. And they're all in the public domain too, which is a barrier to this stuff. So when Alpha Video can pick up a movie from, let's see, do we have years on this stuff? We do, but I am not finding. Okay, 1929 and 1929 for both of these. When you can find a pre-code movie, 1929 is sound. That's talkie. That's a talkie movie. It's not silent. When you can find this stuff from a print, you know, a lot of these prints come from an archive that gets scanned because you don't have access to the original film elements. The film elements are at a studio in a vault, locked, unable to be attained. So when you can get someone to scan a print, I mean, this is really as good as it's going to get for us. And they look pretty good for what they are, considering they're almost 100 years old. And these are prints, not original film elements. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that they exist and that we get to appreciate these things. We've got The Dance of Life, 1929 pre-code with Hal Skelly and Nancy Carroll. By the way, Brian Cray, because he's great, writes all these liner notes on the back. He does these really thorough capsule presentations. Not just, he tells you what the movie's about, how it came to be, and then he gives you these historical production notes. For example, The Dance of Life was meant to be Paramount's first all-talkie picture, but filming ground to a halt after January 1929. After the January 1929 fire that destroyed the studio's new, supposedly fireproof soundstage on Melrose Avenue. Shooting resumed at the company's facilities in Astoria, Queens, but were then further delayed by a move back to Hollywood. By the time The Dance of Life hit movie theaters in September of 1929, many other studios had released their first big talking pictures, stealing Paramount's thunder. And it goes on. That's just half of the production notes for this. So it's just incredible context that gets brought to these things. And I wanted to shout it out. This one's, I'm grateful for this one too. This is The Black Watch, filmed by John Ford, Victor McLaglen, and Myrna Loy. And look at the notes here. The Black Watch, based on British writer Talbot Mundy's King of the Khyber Rifles, is a legendary director John Ford's first full sound feature. With sound on film processes still in their infancy in 1929, the film was initially planned to have only a few talking sequences. But Fox executives were so impressed by the verisimilitude, great use of that word, Brian, of sound during the scene in which Victor McLaglen's regiment ships out to France by train that they decided to commit to an all-talking picture. Again, that's just one little blurb from the whole thing. Chinatown Nights. This is one of the early appearances of Warner Oland doing what he would become very famous for with let's see. Chinatown Nights was filmed as a silent movie, but with sound pictures all the rage in 1929, Paramount decided to convert it into a talkie through the process of dubbing. Oh man, okay, give me information about. Just reading the back of this to you guys now. Anyway, it's interesting. How about some Boris Karloff, an early Karloff? This is 1929, pre-Frankenstein. Boris Karloff, Warner Baxter, Lois Moran, and Boris Karloff. And behind that curtain, the first sound film to feature author Earl Durr Biggers' famed detective Charlie Chan. However, Chan fans will be disappointed to learn that he only appears briefly at the end, played by the obscure E.L. Park. It's good stuff. And then Charming Sinners, I wasn't sure if I was going to like this because it's basically just high society people fooling around on each other and making each other jealous. But it's actually, I was charmed by it. William Powell is in this before he was he'd been around throughout the 20s. After a successful run on Broadway starring Ethel Barrymore, Paramount decided to produce the all-talkie film adaptation of the popular play The Constant Wife. Though with the more sensational title of Charming Sinners. The play was written by W. Somerset Maugham. Okay, I'm going to lose some of you guys, but Alpha Video is doing incredible work, and I want to, tip my hat to them. Two more things, and we out, all right? So this is a documentary about the darkness. You guys remember... I say remember, one of the band members here, Justin Hawkins, has a very successful YouTube channel. Very successful. Where he often just sort of reacts to things and people are like, oh, he's crazy. But anyway, The Darkness, in 2003, British glam rockers The Darkness took the world by storm with their hit single, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. Then, at the height of their fame, the band split up and fell into obscurity. 20 years on, they tell their story. Very cool stuff. They just reissued that first album, Permission to Land, in a 3, maybe it was 2, I think it was 3 CD version with all sorts of additional tracks. It was a huge splash when it hit. So this is the Blu-ray of the documentary from who Light Bulb. It's distributed through MVD. You can get it through MVD. You can get it on Amazon. Amazon links in the description of every single video that I put up here on YouTube. I know Amazon's not great. If you choose to use Amazon, please use that link because it does support Serial at Midnight. Last but not least, for sure not least, Leadbelly, the man who invented rock and roll. They've talked to, here's Joan Baez, right here on the back. Tiny Robinson, Pete Seeger, Harry Belafonte, Bernice Johnson Regan, Oscar Brand, Odetta. You guys remember Odetta on Sesame Street? B.B. King, Joan Baez, Arlo Guthrie, Van Morrison, Paul McCartney, Willie Nelson, Tom Jones, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Janis Joplin. People talking about Lead Belly. It's DVD, and there are no special features, but this is the kind of thing that I like to support as well because history is important. Roots are important. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Point your browsers to cerealatmidnight.com, and if you want more, I make these videos roughly once a month. It's not all I do. I'm constantly reviewing movies. I'm constantly doing commentaries for movies. I'm writing about movies. This is maybe the thing that I'm most visible for. But if you want more substance, cerealatmidnight.com. You can also subscribe to this channel. You can become a member through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. You're going to get exclusive videos that way. There's a huge archive of exclusive videos. You're going to get early access to videos. Right now, as I'm recording this, I just put up a 1 hour and 20 minute early access haul video. Shopping haul video. That's just, it's in early access right now. So that's the kind of thing. And you're supporting an independent creator. That's the most important thing. You're supporting independent creation. And as things become so regulated and as technology sanitizes everything and makes everything the same and dull and boring, support voices that you want to hear more from. It would mean, and it doesn't have to be me, but it would mean a lot to whoever that is. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.